much for that introduction. That was the fun, boring stuff. I'm going to talk about the fun stuff. We are international recruitment consultants, and we specialize in recruiting for the emerging markets. When we say emerging markets, we've got Africa and Asia. Africa is our more predominant emerging market just because we've been in Africa for 10 years. So we've been in operations for 10 years. And in 10 years, we have placed back into Africa over 6,500 professionals who are based abroad. We're headquartered in London, but we work with some of our colleagues who are based in Portugal. We've got some in Netherlands. We've actually just got a guy who's moved down here to Cape Town. So we have representation here in South Africa, but otherwise we will usually just fly to wherever it is that we need to be. Our team is of about 40 people, and in that 40 people team we have about 42 different languages spoken there. It's quite multinational because it's representative of all the markets that we recruit into. So we've recruited into 43 countries and for over 350 companies. Now, when I said 350 companies, I'm talking about multinationals as well as some of the best local companies there are in whichever markets. I'm going to show you a short video, and please play.
Careers in Asia Summit brings together well-known multinational firms with high-caliber candidates who have international experience and who are currently looking to return to their home countries in Asia.
I come from Asia and a lot of opportunities. The way Asia is growing, I
think it's a very high quality group actually. I think we've seen some very impressive CVs and some equally impressive people.
Companies have the opportunities to screen CVs before the event, to set up interviews in advance, giving them the best chance of finding the right candidate.
Careers in Asia have been very helpful. I'm very lucky and fortunate to have secured an interview with Caterpillar this evening.
We had about 100 plus profiles that we received from Global Careers Company, and then we were able to screen it at our end. It helps a lot because it makes you that much more prepared before you come for the interview. You know who you're going to meet with.
I see reactions and responses, and I do connect with them, and that is even better than an interview.
I can know more about the company. I can know more about the job responsibilities in specific position. It's very good experience here.
I think the enthusiasm is great.
And we look forward to this event in terms of getting the best and the brightest talent for Caterpillar in Asia Pacific.
Us being here again this year is evidence of the fact that I feel very happy.
Well, hopefully I could get a job offer. That would be ideal, but we'll just see.
Careers in Asia Summit has a 50% of interview to job offer ratio.
That was an example of our Careers in Africa London Summit, which is our flagship event. We have about 35 companies interviewing 1,500 people over the course of the weekend. It starts on a Friday evening. On the Friday evening, we have what we call our networking reception. So all the companies will have exhibition stands, which again was in the video, where you can go and meet with the delegates that the companies would have come with to the event. Great opportunity for networking, as you'll have access to leaders from top multinationals. On the Saturday will be our interview days as well as presentations. So each company that attends, they'll do a company presentation about their operations, where they're going in the African market or Asian, depending on which summit it is. We'll also have what we call our interviews. There's two types of interviews at the summit. We've got pre-scheduled interviews, which are interviews that are scheduled before the event. So what happens is that if you apply to attend a Careers in Africa Summit, we receive all the job descriptions from the companies attending, send your CV to whichever companies are relevant or whichever companies are recruiting for your particular skills. They'll come back to us and they say, yes, I want to meet with Tapu at the summit, and then we'll schedule those interviews for you in an interview time, and obviously send those times across where you can confirm if you want to come across or not. And these would be happening on the Saturday or the Sunday of the summit. Also on the Saturday, we have what we call our interview skills workshop. It's a workshop on how you can how you can market yourself. What types of companies do we recruit for? We recruit for all the sectors, as you can see, so from our oil and gas and our FMCGs. FMCGs, we work with the likes of Unilever, Colgate, Palmolive. We also work with telecoms and ICT. Again, it's a massive sector in Africa, especially in our West Africa and East Africa. Finance and banking, another industry that's doing better in Africa than it is in Europe, that's for sure. Construction, Angola is probably a big one for construction. South Africa was, not so much anymore. And then we've got our pharmaceutical companies as well that are all going. It's mostly Asia for the pharmaceutical, but we've got South Africa. Okay, so these are some of our companies. That's just a select few, like I was saying. Do you want some examples of types of roles that they're recruiting for across there? Yes? Righty. So for Accenture, your IT management consultants, they attended our Careers in Africa Summit in May, the video that I've just shown you, and they made 11 offers. Waiting to see who's taken up the offers and who hasn't taken up the offers. Afreximbank is a large export-import bank, and they recruited 2 candidates, I think, in our Paris summit for the Egyptian operations. Airtel, we've done so much work for Airtel. Airtel has been working with us over the past 10 years. They usually recruit for our sales and marketing positions or any of our telecom specialists. Airtel is one of those companies that's looking at that whole mobile money in East Africa. So yeah, they're doing quite a bit of work. NMB, which is our National Microfinance Bank, again, they look for those tough profiles in that sector of banking. Oracle, IT company, so they'll be looking for those specialist IT guys. Standard Chartered Bank, they attended one of our summits last year, and I think they made about 4 offers at that particular event. They were looking for high-profile bankers. They sponsored the whole event, had a networking lunch. They have recruited HR managers from us into Tanzania, Kenya, South Africa. And again, we're just doing some more work with them, I think, for this particular Johannesburg summit. JTI had a very good time at our Asia and Africa summits. For the Asia summit, IBM was actually at our Careers in Africa summit in Johannesburg last year. Too sure what type of profiles they were looking for, but that'll be on our website. Henkel, typically looking for our sales and marketing type of guys, as well as their other support functions like finance or supply chain logistics. GE, our technical services company, we do a lot of work for GE in Angola, actually. They huge work in Angola in terms of servicing all the exploration companies. So they look for your typical, your engineers, so your mechanical, electrical, commissioning, and the likes. KPMG, we haven't had them attend one of our summits for quite a few years, actually, but we're meeting them down here in South Africa, so we'll see if we'll get them on board. Lafarge, recruiting for your cementing candidates, as well as other support functions like your supply chain, logistics. Yeah, that's Lafarge. MultiChoice have done a few services with us. We staffed up the whole Angola operation, from the GM to the HR manager, the finance manager, the marketing manager. So MultiChoice are doing quite well in Angola. That's where they use our expertise. Nigerian breweries have been attending our summits for 10 years. Barclays made about 10 offers at our London summit last year. Again, they were looking for quite some high-profile bankers. Coca-Cola attends our recruitment summit every year. We placed 10 years ago. He went in there as a finance manager into Coca-Cola at our first recruitment summit ever. He's now the financial director for East Africa. Total attends our summits and they interview about 200 people I think Total over the past 4 years have recruited 400 people through us for their Nigerian exploration and production operations. Tullow Oil, we've just done a massive campaign. I think everybody knows they've acquired all of that oil and gas happening in East Africa, Kenya, Tanzania, Uganda, Mauritania. So they've put through to final interview stage 24 candidates. Again, looking at those engineers. They had support functions like a finance, logistics, supply chain as well. Unilever, as I've just said, we recruited in there the country manager for Angola at our last summit. They attend our summits every year on a sponsorship. Vale, we do quite a bit of work with them in Mozambique. Cummins as well, haven't been to our summits for a few years, but we're hoping to get them in North America. Diageo was at our summit in London, May. I think we've placed about 100 people into Diageo. Okay, that's an example of some of the roles that we recruit for. So either we're doing recruitment summits for them or we're doing other services throughout the year, like our campaigns and things. Our upcoming recruitment summits, we've got North America. That's happening on the 7th to 9th of September. Then we've got New York, 14th and 16th. London is on the 19th to the 21st, and then Johannesburg, which would probably be more applicable to you guys, it would be the Johannesburg Summit to probably apply for. Our application process. So what you do is you apply on our website, which is careersinafrica.com. We have got a team of 15 recruitment consultants that either specialize in a region, or they specialize in a sector, or they specialize in the clients. These consultants will review your application and then would send your CV off to companies recruiting for your particular skills. The companies would confirm who they want to meet with, and then we would invite you to the interview to attend the event. We would write you a formal invitation where you need to say, yes, I'm coming. Once you have agreed that you're coming, we then schedule that interview time, and then we'd send all of this information to you beforehand. That's just a snapshot of our website. There'll be a big apply now button if you're not already there. And then said all the information with regards to every summit will be there. This is some of the quotes that our candidates say. You can have a quick read through. And then that is the end of my presentation.